Hello everybody. Today, I have a little something different for you. I'd like to tell you a story secondhand of something scary and paranormal. There's some pretty compelling photo evidence that I'll show you at the very end. If you have any sort of explanation, I'd love to hear it in the comments below. Our little story today takes place in Quebec, Canada, at the Lac Memphre. To hide the Quebec accent, we'll just call it the Memphre. The Memphre is a freshwater lake that spans 102 squared kilometers and crosses into the United States in Vermont. It has beautiful beachfront properties and holds fresh glacial waters. From a tourism perspective, this is a great place. It has fishing, boating, beaches, and everything you would want from a beautiful lake. But it has a history, one that is not so beautiful. In the 1200 BC, this area was inhabited by the Abenaki indigenous tribe. The lake itself was named by them to mean beautiful waters or expansive waters, but slowly they would come to fear the lake itself. They had many children go missing in these waters, and they claimed sightings of a great serpent-like creature so large and aggressive even the adults of the tribe grew weary. The sightings have claimed mixed morphology. Some say it's a serpent, others describe the creature as a plesiosaur, and some say there is no monster at all, but the lake itself is haunted by the people who have gone missing in the waters. Fast forward to the 18th century. The Abenaki tribe warned the British settlers of the creature, and officially, that's when the information started being documented. The earliest of which is the Stanstead Journal, wherein there are first-hand accounts of fishermen having interactions with this beast. Some accounts claim a monster no smaller than 20 feet attacked their boats. Others mysteriously went missing, never to be found again. Quebec is native to only a few aquatic snake species, namely the Nerotiocipedon, the Thamnophis cirritalis, and the Thamnophis sorritus. Both species of Thamnosis don't grow to be too large. These snakes are commonly referred to as garter snakes, and have a maximum recorded length of 4.4 feet, but in terms of weight are pretty meager. So, even a specific individual with gigantism wouldn't pose much of a threat to humans. The Nerotiocipedon can have a maximum length of 4.6 feet. This too puts it out of contention to pose a threat to humans. However, we have to remember, 1200 BC was a much different time. The climate in the specific area was said to be much more frigid, and perhaps completely different species of snakes were present at that time. Snakes, adapted to the cold, would likely be larger to conserve heat more efficiently. So, who knows what could have been lurking in those waters. More than just snakes, this lake has been known for broader mystical aspects, such as apparitions, mysterious disappearances, and calls to the void. Now that you know a little bit about the lake's history, I'll jump into the story. 6 friends who make the trip up to this lake every couple of years plan to go to a chalet owned by the family of one of the friends. It was mid-July, the perfect time to be relaxing lakeside in nature. 5 of the planned 6 group members arrived with plenty of daylight to spare. They filled the time with hiking, observing nature, kayaking, and flying a drone around the property and lake. The 6th member of the group was set to arrive around 1 or 2 in the morning, so the group would at least be up until then. When it got dark out, they started a fire, drank some beers and liquor, and had an absolute blast. By 1 in the morning, the group was severely intoxicated. When one of the group members suggested, "Why don't we go skinny dipping in the lake?" With little pushback, unencumbered by inhibitions and clothing, they decided to eliminate yet another thing from their bucket list, and one by one, they jumped into the cold, glacial waters. For some time, they swam around, playing silly games like Marco Polo and scaring each other in the dark. But, eventually, the chill of the water became too much. So, they all got out onto the dock, and before anyone could have a chance to put their clothes back on, a member of the group chirped up with the suggestion of taking a photo to commemorate the event and solidify their bravery. They all agreed. In their birthday suits, they all waited by the water's edge while one of the group members ran in to get a phone to take the picture. The picture was taken right there on the grass with the lake in the background. 4 of the 5 present group members were in the picture, and the 5th was taking the photo. After, the group scrambled to get their clothes back on and gather by the fire to wait for the sixth and last group member to arrive. Finally, just after 2 in the morning, the last member arrived. Naturally, the group raved about how amazing their day and night was, topping it all off with the fact that they went skinny dipping in the lake. The new arrival was surprised, as at night it gets pretty cold, and demanded proof of their bravery. So, they handed her the phone and told her to check out the most recent picture. Grinning ear to ear, she chuckled at how silly her friends were and applauded them for their bravery. Then, her grin faded as she noticed something odd in the picture. "Hey, it's just you 5 here, right?" she asked. The group replied, "Yeah, why?" "And one of you took the picture?" she continued. "Yeah, why? What's going on?" they asked. "Who or what is that?" as they all huddled around her to look at the phone and see the picture they took not even an hour ago on the water's edge. Due to the full picture containing nudity, the photo has been cropped. In addition, they raised the brightness and contrast to get a clearer viewing image. All of the group members present are accounted for in the picture, bar the person operating the camera. Colloquially named the Lake Demon by our friends, they have never been able to identify what was with them swimming in that water that night. Over the years, we've gone back to the picture many times to speculate what or who was in that picture. A few things we've taken note of are: normal eyes don't reflect light quite in this way. Humans can have red eye in pictures, but never reflect light like the eyes of a cat or a snake. They were there all day and never saw anything strange floating in the water. While the nearest neighbor wasn't too far away, at just under a kilometer, it would be extremely unlikely another person would go unnoticed swimming or stalking them just a few feet away. We've toyed with several ideas of this perhaps being a trick of the camera or somehow an animal, but nothing seems to add up. If you have any ideas, please let me know in the comments below. Now, I know all the history I've shared with you today points towards a lake monster that looks like a serpent, and obviously this looks nothing like that. I just want to bring you some history on the lake and tell you the story as it happened.